Hey guys, it's Aaliyah with Open Doors, Open Hearts blog, and today I am excited to talk to you guys about our kitchen and some of the thrifty cottage style kitchen ideas I have been thinking about since we moved to our new house. So the first thing that we need to tackle in this kitchen is a backsplash / something on the walls. When we first got here, they had some floating shelves on industrial pipes, and they were not super strong. I don't know that the family that lived here before us put much on them because they were really wobbly. We took those down, and when we did that, it left circles where the pipe had been on the wall. And then the other thing is I was not a huge fan of the backsplash. I also took that off the wall, and again, it left some funny looking marks on the wall. So between needing to cover up those marks or repair them or whatever, and having glossy paint to paint over, we have decided that we are going to just do a beadboard backsplash from the counter all the way to the ceiling. Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone has beadboard from counter to ceiling in her kitchen, and I love the way it looks. After we do that, then we are going to do some open shelves. I am super sad about not having open shelves here like we did at the old house. So we are going to do open shelves, but I want to do them a little bit different. Andrea from Pine and Prospect Home has an awesome tutorial on open shelves. I love her corbels. They have like the perfect amount of curve. And the other thing that I really like about her shelves is she did not paint the shelf itself. The shelf is a warm wood tone, which I am thinking will coordinate really nicely with our butcher block counters. Another thrifty DIY that I want to try in the new house is to do a cabinet curtain. Cami from Tidbits and Co did cabinet curtains in her butler pantry at her old house. And so I'm thinking that we might try it. Where I plan on trying it is where we plan to install a dishwasher. So we do not have a dishwasher currently in this house. When we first moved in, it was like high on my husband's priority list. He wanted to get me a dishwasher. And I just kept telling him like, no, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. We don't need a dishwasher. In fact, I think my exact quote was something to the effect of like, when this house was built, they didn't have a dishwasher, and if they can do it, I can do it. I'm not wrong. I can do it. But the convenience of a dishwasher right now, it's a lot of convenience and a lot of time that I would like back. So we are going to get a dishwasher, but to hide the dishwasher, since they're not necessarily the most beautiful looking appliances that you can find, I'm gonna just try a small curtain in front of it and see how it goes. Another quick and simple update that we want to do in this kitchen is get new hardware. We have a couple knobs that we're having to constantly tighten. It's annoying to constantly be pulling on a cabinet with a loose knob. So we're going to replace all of the knobs and pulls. And I think we're going to use brass. I really liked the pulls that I had at the old house, so I may do that. But I also really like these pulls that Grit and Polish had in their old kitchen, and so I may try and find something like this. This is a DIY project that I wanted to do at the old house, but I wanted it to look a little different than I do now in this house. So I wanted a plate rack at the old house, and I wanted it to be a wall-mounted plate rack one of the ones that's kind of flat that you just like set the plate in and you see the front of the plate. That's what I wanted at the old house. But I put this cabinet top here. This is not going to stay. I actually repainted this. It used to be a really, it was a really beachy blue, which I didn't like. So I painted over it with black, and it was supposed to go in our bathroom because currently the master bathroom has no storage in it whatsoever. So this was going to go to the master bath. But when we got here and we realized that we were not going to be able to start working on the projects in the kitchen and get the shelves up like we had planned, we kind of needed a like impromptu storage solution because everything was just like on the counters and it was driving me nuts because I don't have a ton of counter space right now, but with all of the plates and bowls and cups all over the counter, I had even less. So, but because this is here, it reminded me of the dish rack that Deborah has from Seeking Lavender Lane, and I love it. It would be smaller, and if we already have shelves, we can maybe slide it up under the shelves, and it would add a little bit of character, and just a little bit of that like charm, that cottage charm. So that's a project that I would like to do. If we do it, it will probably be at the end of the kitchen upgrade, makeover, whatever you want to call it, that we're doing, simply because I want to see how my kitchen functions for a little while with the shelves done the way that they are, and then decide, do I want a wall plate rack or do I want a counter plate rack? The next idea that we have is to actually do a knot project, I guess, and keep the cabinets blue. I moved in, when we first moved in, I had every intention of painting these cabinets. In fact, I was thinking about it. If we had started this kitchen when we moved in, these cabinets would not be blue. But after living here for 6 months, repainting the dining room, I actually really like the pop of blue. But I am gonna need to paint a few things because we did not have an oven here when we got here. It was cabinets with drawers, and then you would put like a stove top on top. But I didn't want that, and we had already actually bought this before we knew we were moving. We were gonna install it at the old house, but then everything happened and we were like, oh my goodness, we're moving. So we never installed it, and it works out because we could install it here, but it is smaller than the cabinets were. So when we took the cabinets out to fill the gap, my husband put a couple pieces of wood on either side of the oven to fill that gap. So I'm hoping and praying that the color match will be good. I'm a little nervous that you're gonna be able to tell that it's not the same shade, but everyone tells me that they are like, the technology is way better than it used to be. So hopefully it'll blend really nicely. The last update that we are planning on doing in the kitchen is getting a new light fixture. Over the sink in the kitchen, there is a place that has a box already ready for us to hang a pendant light over the sink, which I am very excited about. So this is the light. I don't know, can you see the little details? It's like, it's scalloped, and then in the scallop there are scallops, and I really like scallops. I feel like they're very cottagey, and this light was very inexpensive as far as lights go. So I'm really excited. The the way I'll hang it is brass. The little attachment on here for it is brass. So that will match the lights that I picked out for the dining room. I'm really, really excited. At first I was a little nervous that it was too big when I opened the box, but my husband was like, it's not too big, and he grabbed it and he took it over to the sink and he showed me, and he's right, it's not too big. The light is going to be like the beadboard. It's going to be one of those subtle details that honestly, it just goes unnoticed. It flies under the radar, but it makes a huge impact on the feel and the look of the space. And honestly, I think hardware is the same way. So if you're looking for like a quick update that's relatively inexpensive and has zero demo, hardware and light fixtures are gonna be like the biggest bang for your buck. I cannot wait to get started on this project and start just taking steps forward in making this home feel like our home. So it'll be a little bit at a time. Hopefully it will not be like the old barn beam situation, that fireplace barn beam. Although I do have an idea. We cut off pieces of that barn beam. Oh my goodness, you guys. There's a spot over here, you probably saw it, and you're like, why didn't you talk about that? There's a spot over here above the oven where they used to have a vent hood and no microwave, which is something that I wanted at the old house, but we just never got to, and it's already here. So I want to take a thin piece of that barn beam that we still have, that we cut off of it before we turned it into a mantle, and use it on the front of the vent hood as kind of a like cottagey decorative piece. We have one beam, like wooden beam, that's exposed from the dining room into like the laundry room area. So I want to extend that and do a couple more beams in and through here. So it would tie in nicely to have a little bit of a wood beam accent on the vent hood. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that some of these ideas inspired you, maybe with something that you can do at your house. And if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you next time.